Hello again. So, the
Having a lot of technical difficulties tonight, but we have some videos to make up for.
Yes.
Little Mermaid, The Rescuers Down Under, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. So, let's do them in order. Little Mermaid, condensed version.
Okay, so it was a movie that I never really cared for as a kid because I always thought Ariel was a whiny bitch. But having watched it now, number one, I greatly respect this movie because it's such a massive jump from Oliver and Company to The Little Mermaid. It's actually kind of insane, like the quality difference. And this is the movie that started the Renaissance for a good reason, because it's not only absolutely beautiful, it tells a really engaging story and has amazing songs. It is the kind of movie that, like, growing up as a kid, it would just fascinate them. This is the kind of movie that kids would run the tape out, which is what I did with The Lion King.
Which is not in this mega episode.
That's next. Ursula's great. Sebastian's great. Triton's great. Eric is great. Ariel's still not my favorite Disney princess, but I like her a lot more.
Okay.
Mostly because, like, when she doesn't have her voice, when she does have that handicap, she does have to try a lot harder, and you feel like she earns every step with their relationship because she can't just
Which is what's
talk.
interesting, because she's, like, not working on the relationship at that point in the movie.
Yeah.
She should be, but it is just more like, hey, we're going to hang out, and I'm just going to be enjoying the fact that I'm human. But ironically, it's her not working on the relationship that kind of wins him over.
Yeah. And I really like that. All the songs are amazing.
Yes.
Everybody knows Under the Sea, Poor Unfortunate Souls, Part of Your World.
Le poisson,
Which is the funniest part of the movie.
Oh, yeah, you were dying. I love that part.
But yeah, it is just a really good movie. It's not a masterpiece for me personally.
It's an A, like an A+.
It is an A for sure.
I would, in our Gurgi counter, we have Flotsam and Jetsam, who have the Gurgi voice, not so much the mannerisms. They're one, and then you have Scuttle, who does not have the voice, but has the mannerisms.
Yeah.
This is a dingle hopper, and then Ariel actually combing her hair with a fork. I love that part of the movie. Great. What were some of the other things we had said in our video with the mic issues?
Yeah, Ursula's fantastic.
Yeah, Ursula's great. The fact that there's kind of no bullshit in the deal. Now, does she cheat? Yes, not really against the contract, but I mean, she cheats.
Yeah.
But even still, she's like, no.
She makes sure that Ariel knows everything about the contract.
Yeah, and like what you were saying, like there's a point where during the song, she's like, all right, now listen, you've got 3 days. Get that? Kind of like tilts her head. Make sure you're listening. 3 days. And even like with the kiss, one thing I have heard people say relatively recently about the movie is, why doesn't Ariel just kiss him? If it's all about a kiss, why does the guy have to kiss her? As Ursula says,
you've got to get him to kiss you.
Yeah, well, it's because he has to fall in love with you.
Because like if you're already in love with him.
Yeah, it's like if you have to get him to like you, and the kiss is gonna be like the symbol of that. So if you force yourself onto him and kiss him, well, you didn't prove anything. You didn't prove that you didn't prove that he fell for you. If you take the initiative, he has to take the initiative because of what you did. And I do think that makes sense, and I do like that.
Yeah.
And then it is once she gets close, it's like, oh boy, time to take matters into my own tentacles, as she says.
Yeah. But yeah, just overall a fantastic movie. Worthy.
It is an S tier for me because of how much I adore it. It is to me. It's like I really like Ariel. I feel like Ariel to me this is a 16-year-old. Mm-hmm. She has things that she wants. She has her likes, and she has some communication issues with her dad. Neither of them really feel like bad people or necessarily in the wrong, but they have different ways of viewing the world, which leads them to butt heads. But they very clearly still love each other, and I do love how whenever Triton does something that he regrets, he very clearly is like, I shouldn't have done that, but I already did it, so...
Yeah. It is a fantastic movie. It is worthy of being the one that starts the whole renaissance.
And unfortunately, it has followed up with The Rescuers Down Under, which lives up to its name of being Down Under. I don't think this is very good. I was watching it, and I was reading Homestuck because I just couldn't get into it.
And it's the craziest thing, because as I said in the original video, when I was a kid, I hated the original Rescuers. I thought it was boring trash, and I adored The Rescuers Down Under. But having grown up, I'm like, The Rescuers is like this hidden gem of a movie. It's fantastic. And Down Under is subpar.
Like, Down Under is essentially... you get the flying scene, which I think looks really good and nice. You have McLeish, who is the MVP of the movie. I didn't graduate the 3rd grade for nothing. These are not Joanna eggs. You have Joanna, who is the Gurgi, who's the co-MVP, because the two of them together are
we also have another Gurgi in the most pointless scene in the movie.
That Frank the gecko-frilled lizard.
So we got double Gurgi.
We do have double... Like the last one, we got a double Gurgi.
But this one, it makes more sense, because they're both Gurgi, like...
But, again, like, I like Joanna, though. Joanna's really entertaining. The part where she is trying to eat his eggs, and you're like, he's pushing it away, and then you're like, they're basically almost like playing musical chairs with the egg carton, and it's actually really funny and entertaining. Like, I give you these eggs, but these are my eggs! And then his idea of, wait a second. This kid isn't gonna tell me where the eagle is. He's made it clear after I kidnapped him, thrown knives at his head, and put him in a cage. He's not gonna tell me where it is. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell him that the eagle died, that I heard it over the radio, and I'm mad, so in my frustration, I'm just gonna let him go. He's gonna lead me right to the nest to check on those eggs, and there's the eagle. That's a really good plan. I mean, he's using that 3rd grade education. He put his big brain to use.
Yeah. He is a very effective antagonist, and he's so entertaining, because it's like Ratigan. It's like you can tell the voice actors have so much fun.
It's just George C. Scott.
Yeah, George C. Scott is just a gem. But it's a C movie.
It really is. Bernard and Bianca barely feel... I mean, Bernard feels like he's really not much of a factor. Bianca's not in the movie.
She does nothing this entire movie.
Yeah, like she has,
crazy.
I don't know, maybe 10 lines of dialogue?
Yeah.
Maybe? That feels kind of pushing.
It almost felt like she wasn't quite the main character of the last movie, because it felt like Bernard was a bit more of the main character, but she was so much more competent and did so much more shit in the last movie.
It's like, it felt like there was a partnership, and they're both working together with Penny. And Penny... I don't know if I want to say she feels more competent, because Cody at the same time, like, he's able to rescue the eagle. He is able to... He can't even say he escaped McLeish, because, after that whole scene, he opens the door. But he almost did. So it's like, he's definitely trying. But he's also like, you're a poacher! I'm gonna tell the Rangers on you, large adult man with a shotgun who I know is bad news. I'm gonna tell you to your face that I'm gonna call the cops, and I'm gonna assume nothing bad is gonna happen to me.
Oh no. Not the Rangers. Oh no, do anything but the Rangers, please, please, please.
Yeah, that's great. And his death, which I can't take his death scene seriously, because I do just think sharp rocks in the bottom, most likely, which I said while we watched it. That's all I can think of. Like, I've seen a Disney movie where the characters survived this exact fall. We had Joanna just waving to him before he goes off. Like, so long, thanks for the fish.
I wasn't expecting that reference tonight. The C movie, and it's only because McLeish is in it.
Yeah, because the rest of it's just fine, and it does not feel like The Rescuers Down Under. It feels like...
Yeah, because a point that I brought up is it felt like it was originally a movie about Cody trying to save the eagle, and they're like, just throw some cartoon mice in it. Throw the Rescuers.
They're like, throw the Rescuers in it. Maybe they can make us some money. And I actually have no idea how successful this movie was.
I think it was relatively successful. I think it was a commercial success, but I don't think it was like a Renaissance level success. But yeah, so moving on.
So we're going to pause, end the video here, because I have no idea how much battery we have.
Okay.
So we're going to go and just end it here and then do the next two.
Okay.
Real lickety split.